Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this update, we are going to check out HBAR's price chart, and I'm actually going to tell you why I'm sort of kind of optimistic, and I do believe that most likely a rather sharp move on the upside is coming soon. So let's zoom in more and see what is happening. And if you remember the last time that we talked about Hedera, I think we were right in here, and the idea was that if we want to be bearish in HBAR, then okay, we can say starting from here to about this point, we have the subwaves for an ABC flat. Followed by that, you can argue this is an ABC zigzag, and well, this means we're gonna have yet another move down, and this is exactly why we said back then that what we do not want to see is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 without a lot of overlapping of the waves, which will be the beginning of yet another phase of this downtrend in Hedera. But even in that scenario, do not get me wrong, I am overall going to remain absolutely 1000% bullish. Why? Because on a higher degree, what do we have? Clear cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 off of the lowest low. I'm going to argue this is actually into a larger degree wave 1, followed by, let's say, some sort of a correction structure down into wave 2. And if this count is happening, okay, what's next? You know the answer, big move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. So the overall scenario in here is absolutely bullish. Let's not get that twisted, but the structures in the short term can be up for debate. Having said all that, let's zoom in more and see what is going on. So first things first, what needs to happen in Hedera in order to confirm the bearish count in the short term? I'm gonna say a move on the downside, like we said earlier, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in order to take this important low down here about, let's say, 23.5 cents. Why? Because at that point, finding a 5 wave in here is going to be quite a bit of a challenge. And if I just go around here, okay, see, if you want to argue that we have hit our final low, then okay, naturally off of the lowest low in this region, you need to be able to find a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This specific example is called an impulse. Rules for it are, we should not have overlapping of the waves between wave 2 and 4, and in any kind of 5 wave, wave 3 is simply not allowed to be the smallest wave. And for our sub waves, okay, you know it, 5 wave up into wave 1, 3, and 5. And for wave 2 and 4, we can have different counts, doesn't really matter. Let's say, sure, okay, ABC into wave 4 and like a WXY into wave 2. And here's a very important point, pay attention. Sometimes you can be right around this area, and this wave 1 can be sort of kind of similar to this one on a higher degree. And why is this important? Because I think we may have something like this in Hedera. So let's just delete this one. And now that we have talked about the bearish count, let's be bullish and talk about a scenario indicating we're going to have a massive move up in the short term. So I'm thinking probably this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to about here. And on a higher degree, this is another 1, 2, 5 up into wave 3, correction for 4, probably a triangle, another move up into wave 5. And this is even on a higher degree, yet another 5 wave on the upside. So the point that I'm trying to make is this whole structure is a 5 wave. This is a correction down, most likely an ABC zigzag, and this is yet another 5 wave on the upside. And while sure, you can say this is an ABC, but I think we may have something else going on. Let's measure the length of our waves starting from this point to about here, and then compare it to the next 5 wave. As you can see, these are actually very, very similar in terms of size. So what is it that I'm trying to say? I'm trying to tell you, in Hedera, as long as we are not taking this low, okay, we can even like in the short term get another move down, but odds are we are having a rather beautiful bullish setup. And I can tell you, maybe this is going to be 5 up into 1, correction for wave 2. And what's next? Big move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And even at that point, our move up, believe it or not, is not going to be over, because on a higher degree, this white 5 wave is actually going to be into a wave 3, correction for 4, and yet another move up into wave 5. And since if the scenario is happening, we're going to be soon on our way up to complete a series of wave 3s. Well, okay, we can say that our move up is going to accelerate quite a bit. Why? Because wave 3 in terms of Elliott waves in most cases is a rather sharp and a strong move on the upside. This for now in Hedera is going to be my primary case, and I know right now at least we're not seeing necessarily a strong price actions, but I'm really hoping that in the next 24 to about 48, 72 hours, that is going to change big time, and we are going to see some beautiful, beautiful upward price action. Also, in terms of indicators, what is happening? Let's go on weekly time frame, zoom in more. There we go. So as you can see, we are having a sell signal, a confirmed one in a stock RSI. However, I'm not actually going to give this thing that much weight. Why? Because at the same time in MACD, we are now having a beautiful buy signal, and this in my view is like much important. Sure, maybe we are going to have some more chopping around because of this signal in a stock RSI, but you need to have your eyes on the price, which is what this buy signal in MACD. And what is happening in daily time frame? Okay, we are having a sell signal in MACD, but a buy signal in a stock RSI. So I'm going to suggest, if you just want to go according to indicators in the short term, just wait a little bit more and see another move up in Hedera. And at that point, I'm willing to bet odds are you are actually going to see a buy signal in here as well, which will be yet another very important bullish confirmation. So overall, in HBAR, in my view, we are looking great. And in the short term, we can expect some decent moves up. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Hedera's price chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.